skyrocketed so badly and access is so difficult. Folks, dignity. Immanuel Kant, the philosopher, said dignity, the definition of dignity, is that people should never be treated as a means to an end, but an end in themselves. That's how today's corporate culture works. CEOs in this administration see it a different way. They see workers as just a means to an end, not the end in themselves. Look at the record. They treat their employees in a way that it's only about how can they maximize their profit, not how can they maximize the circumstance for the employees who help them build the operation. They're squeezing the life out of workers. You know, when you look under the hood of the labor market, you see how tough it is for workers to negotiate. I don't have to tell you union folks that. You see how companies have become so adept at squeezing every last penny out of their payroll. How good they've become at tilting the scales in their favor. But it's not only making it harder harder and harder to meet our basic needs, they're doing it across the board. Not only stripping away unions' rights to negotiate, but your personal dignity. Just take a look. Not only going after labor and unions to try to take away and diminish the right to bargain, they're going after individuals, all to suppress their wages. Do you realize that why on earth would a sandwich worker, an hourly worker making sandwiches, have to sign a non-compete clause? Promise I will not compete with this already, because, and I know we laugh about it, but here's the deal, guys. They can't go across town to another sandwich place and get a 15-cent raise if they could. They can't even advertise themselves. They can't move because, why? All to suppress wages. All to suppress wages. You've seen these agreements at least once during the career, 40 million, or excuse me, 40% of them. It's wrong. It's immoral. And it should be made illegal in the states where they try to do it. But to do the same thing with occupational licenses. Why should someone who braids hair have to get 600 hours of training? It makes no sense. It's designed to keep the competition down. Look, folks, you can't just transfer your licenses across one state to another. They're making it harder and harder in a whole range of professions, all to keep competition down. Why should we get rid of these unnecessary hoops out there? Because we have to restore America's ability and individual Americans to be able to fight for their own dignity. You know, we should stop companies from classifying low-wage workers as managers. You see it all the time. We try it in our administration. Why they do that? So they don't have to pay overtime. It cost more than 4 million workers last year $1.2 billion in lost overtime pay. Reclassification. And by the way, speaking of overtime, it's well past time that the minimum wage nationally be a minimum of $15. It's well past. It's time to start rewarding work over wealth. Just the first step is reverse President Trump's tax cuts for the very wealthy and corporations. We need to eliminate these special tax breaks in the tax code that reward special interests. Let's get rid of capital gains loopholes for multimillionaires. Warren Buffett said it best. He should not pay a lower tax rate than the secretary pays lower. That's because of capital gains. It's wrong. I'm going to change that so millionaires and billionaires don't pay lower taxes than firefighters, teachers, and I go on and on. We need to reward work in this country, not just wealth. And then look, there's much more we need. There's much more we need to do to build a middle class. In the coming weeks, I'm going to go into a great deal more detail about this. But you've been standing too long. Look, it starts with access to affordable education so that everyone can get the skills they need. 12 years of education in the 21st century is not enough. Simple. But it's got to be affordable. 65 out of every 100 jobs today require training beyond high school. 65 out of every 100. But what? We have to make it post-secondary education. Make training affordable. Make sure employees, the economy works not just for the wealthy folks, not just for people who get four-year college degrees, but those who compete for job training and trades and programs. Look, guys, we can do all this. It means being able to have a quality health care for all Americans. Affordable health care was a huge step forward, the ACA, in our country. We made historic progress by extending health care to 22 million people. Americans who didn't have it before now have it, 22 million. We have to stop this administration's effort to gut it first, and then we have to move on and finish the job and make health care a right. Health care is a right, not a privilege. You have to give everybody the peace of mind they deserve. Whether you're covering it through your employer or on your own or not, you all should have a choice to be able to buy into a public option plan for Medicare. Your choice. And if the insurance company isn't doing the right thing by you, should have another choice. It means rebuilding America's clean, renewable energy, cleaner, safer, faster transportation, which will not only make us safer and meet our commitment to our children, but will provide millions of good-paying middle-class jobs. It means investing much more in medical research to conquer devastating diseases like cancer and addiction and Alzheimer's. We have the ability to do that. Invest in it. Look, folks, we can do all this without punishing anybody. You know, when Reagan was president, there were $800 billion in tax expenditures, meaning tax loopholes. You know what it is today? It's over $1,600 billion. We could send everyone in America to a community college for free. 6 million folks. 6 million folks new. By doing one thing. Eliminating one loophole of the $1,600 billion, and it robs the country of $17 billion a year. It's called stepped-up basis. It's a fancy way. If you get a capital gain, you're about to go cash it in. God forbid you get hit by a truck, you leave it to your child. They pay no tax. It's not an inheritance tax. It's $17 billion old 5 minutes earlier. If you eliminate that one, you can put every college cost in half, and you could, in fact, have $11 billion left to reduce the deficit. So, folks, quite frankly, the only thing that stands in our way is our broken political system that's deliberately being undermined by our president to continue to abuse the power of the office. Donald Trump is the only president who's decided not to represent the whole country. The president has his base. We need a president who works for all Americans. And we can afford this. We can do this. And I'm optimistic for two reasons. One, I know the history of the journey of this country. When ordinary Americans like my family are given an even chance, just an even chance, they do extraordinary things. They have never, ever, ever let the country down. And the second reason I'm optimistic is that I know we are better positioned than any nation in the world to own the 21st century. We not only have the strongest military in the world, we have the most productive workers in the world, 3 times as productive as workers in Asia. North American energy makes us independent. The U.S. has more great research universities where all these major breakthroughs come from than all the rest of the world combined. No other nation in the world can match us. We can bring and be a positive force for everyone. Folks, nothing's beyond our capacity. The only thing that can tear America apart is America itself. But folks, everybody knows who Donald Trump is. And I believe and hope they know who we are. We have to let them know who we are. We Democrats and we independents who have the same view have to choose hope over fear, unity over division, and maybe most importantly, truth over lies. It's time to pick up our heads. Remember who we are. This is the United States of America. There is not a single thing beyond our capacity. Not a single thing. So God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.